used to like StudioDeets. I was an early subscriber, in fact. I often liked their takes. I thought they did good research and put out videos that made for great background noise while I did chores around the house. I never was a member or anything. I've never done that. But I enjoyed their videos until I saw this. This was disappointing, but sadly not shocking. The curtain has come down, and it's only fair that all those involved are exposed. And sure, what they are shown to say here is nowhere near Rachel levels. I think it's important that we hold people accountable for their actions. And I also have an important reminder. You are, in part, who you surround yourself with. Deets, you were a small channel looking for validation and friendship from the cool kids. You wanted in on the inner circle, in with the money makers of Girl World. It's okay. You can admit it. So, what did Deets have to say about the leaks? Today, we're reacting to their hot mess of a video.
Hey folks, what's good? I'm StudioDeets, and it looks like we have some chatting to do. We got a lot to talk about, and I want to make sure you have all of the information.
Yes, we do. And we deserve all of the information. And this is not my first time watching this video, and I'm very aware that what we get is a whole lot of whining and a whole lot of deflection and a whole lot of I was just trying to fit in with the cool kids. But yeah, let's get into it.
We are going to be talking about the whole super secret Discord thing today and how I've been involved and how I've not been involved. It seems to have become news. I really don't have a whole lot to tell, but I do have an experience. And if you guys want to hear that from me, I do not mind sharing it because I really don't have anything to hide. But it's been interesting, and it's definitely been a learning experience. And
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope that what has been taken away from all of this is that this mean girl behavior will not be tolerated. The girls are messy enough. The reactors being this bad, disgusting.
I want to try and get the whole thing out in one go. If there's anything I need to follow up with, maybe I'll probably just try and keep it to the community tab. And I will.
It's always so convenient when they keep things to the community tab, as if it's less likely that we're going to see it there. Not going to put a video out explaining things. Always a community tab.
Say also, this is my first time going through something kind of like this. This degree of feedback, some of it decent, fair feedback, and the spectrum all the way to hate in big numbers for me for my size channel. Right, it's not something I've experienced before. Let's just leave it at that.
You run a channel where you hold Amber accountable for breathing. Like, I'm not here to defend Amber in any way, but what we are going to hear is a bunch of hypocrisy, a bunch of, it's fine when we do this to Amber, but oh, my privacy. Oh, I'm being called mean things. And like, obviously, don't be hateful or disrespectful to people, but like, boo-hoo.
And I needed a moment. I needed a moment to like collect myself. I'm not a full-time creator. I would love to be at some point, but I'm not.
Not going to happen now.
And I was spending time with my family over the weekend. I'm just not making videos all day, every day. And
oh, and now it's never going to happen. That's very disappointing. Oh, boo-hoo. It's the consequences of my actions.
I needed a minute, I needed to reflect. Oh my God, sorry, I'm just thinking of that. I will reflect. I will reflect.
So it's totally okay for us to use videos where Amber had no idea she was being recorded. But we're going to go on to complain about a Discord being leaked. Okay.
I did. I needed a minute to kind of gather myself and then be able to think more clearly about it all. I definitely feel I've gotten there at this point, and I'm ready to say it all. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm going to ramble quite a bit in this video. I'm not going to apologize for that part. I think if everybody wants to know my side of the story, I'm going to tell it in full. And I don't have a script today because I'm really just telling my own story, so I know it by heart. And I do have ADHD, so I might get a little bit scattered. I might go on tangents. And that's why having a script actually generally helps me. It keeps me on task, on target. But if I had tried to script this, it would have taken me probably 2 weeks to get this video out because I'd start trying to make it perfect. So I figured
You probably should have.
Being a little bit rambly is better than waiting 2 weeks to get a video out. So that's kind of my thought process on that. I'm sorry it's not even going to be that great, but it's what I got. It is my story, and I will tell it to you in full. Where to begin? Here's how I joined the super secret Discord that, to me, was literally just the first Discord I've ever been invited to. It was very much a small group of people in a Discord who were inviting me to join them and talk about gorlworld. And the reason that they invited me in the first place, it was about a month into when my channel was being attacked and I was getting all of those privacy complaints.
Which sucked. And you know what? You had a lot of people who were supporting you at that time. You had a lot of people convinced that it was Amber that was doing that. So, yeah, you joined a Discord with some creators. That's fine. Why did it take screenshots coming out for you to speak up and say a single word?
And that was also a really tough time. I felt strong and solid in my strategy and what I was doing. Yes, I did feel confident in those moments, but it was also very exhausting. And the moral support that was, kind of being extended to me via this invitation, oh man, it was really welcome. And I have to say, it was so nice to be accepted into this really small group. Honestly,
so the cool kids said, "Hey, Deets, do you want to sit at our table?" And you got so excited because the cool kids were inviting little old you to their table, and you got really excited. And that makes a lot of sense.
Let's talk size for a second. So I get the feeling when I see all of these videos covering this that people think this is a much larger server than it was. Maybe I'm wrong in that.
No, the problem was not that we thought it was a larger server. The problem is that it was a very small, mean girl setup. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated.
But that's just the feeling I get. And I want to say that this was actually a very small Discord. From my experience and in the time that I was in there, which was a very short amount of time, I would say there were 10-ish people active at the time.
That tracks.
10, 12 maybe. And then there were absolutely a few more people who were inactive, never participated in any of the conversations, but were still there in the server. But yeah, it was really small. It wasn't just one of these, 500 people, 800, 1,500 people servers.
Because it was a secret. I'm not stupid. Stop talking to me like I'm stupid. All of these reactors are just acting like the audience are idiots, and we're not. Okay? We're not. Stop it.
Where everyone is still kind of a stranger. It was the opposite. And am I naive to have thought of it as a safe space?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that is definitely a big lesson I am taking away from this experience.
How old are you? Did you not learn this in middle school? Like, this is such high school drama, and all of these people are adults. And I feel so old. I feel so old.
I had never been in a Discord before. This was my very first time. I am an elder millennial who really just hasn't gotten into Discord. Here I am, really needing the moral support, and also feeling like, I am still such a tiny channel, and I'm getting an invitation into this small group of gorlworld people. I had no idea who any of them were other than a few reactors in there that obviously, I knew them from their videos. And then there were some...
And you wanted to be friends, and that's fine. Say it. You're dancing around the problems. Just be honest.
Other people who I had never met ever, and this was my first time getting to know individuals, as well as I didn't know their histories, right? Their histories together on this server, their history together on other servers, if there was any. I didn't know any of that. I was just coming in, hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here. And they offered me a ton of moral support. It was mostly after all of the privacy complaint stuff happened. Yeah, it was early September.
And it's great that you got support. You also were getting support from your audience, but I understand that having other creators who have been through these kinds of things, I understand how talking with them about this was good for you. That's fine. That is not what you are under fire for. This is just rambling around, dancing around the issue. Like, just, I'm so frustrated by these people.
Early September that I got invited into there. So, yeah, most of that first month, it was mainly just me kind of getting to understand who was in there, getting to know the people, catch the vibe, see how people interacted. I would say I probably didn't interact a ton, but I was interested in getting to know these people and giving it a real go and seeing if I liked it. So I was definitely participating. And yeah, as I said, this was a pretty small group of people. We would be chatting on and off all day and all hours because of time differences in the world. It kind of just depended who was awake, and we were just chatting. That's it. It was actually really nice to be in there. It was not a lot of shit talking, honestly. You guys have seen, 8 screenshots out of how many could there possibly have been from that time period? I'm not going to say blame.
It doesn't matter. What was in those 8 screenshots is enough.
But on the edit, those didn't happen. But I will say that it felt very curated, really, to make us look the worst we could look.
All it was examples of what was being said in there. It wasn't curated to make you look bad. It's just an example. What do we say about Amber all the time is, you don't have to interfere. She tells on herself. Well, y'all told on yourselves in that Discord. You told on yourselves and it's being exposed. Deal with it.
Because the vibe you get from those screenshots, that there are definitely not great things said in there. I'm not going to talk about what other people said, but the one thing you saw me say I will talk about in a little bit, but I will get there. And probably not my best moment. So, as I said, we'll talk about that in a minute. However, the point I want to make right now is that truly was such a small part of the whole conversation that would happen in there.
We aren't talking about the other conversations. We're talking about the nasty conversations that were had. Stop dodging it.
The entire snapshot of what people are seeing of this Discord really doesn't represent it well. Did it happen? Yes. Does it represent the Discord? No, I really, truly, it just doesn't. Hey, this is Future Deets again. I just wanted to come back and mention one more thing about this. One of the unfortunate parts of all this is that because that server was blown up, it doesn't exist anymore, and there's no way for any of us to go back in there and take other screenshots.
We wouldn't care. If all that is left is nice, sweet conversations, why was it nuked? We don't care. We don't care. I don't care if y'all were mostly talking about, oh, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Oh, Amber just uploaded. Oh, that sounds like fun. Like, that's not the issue at hand. Shut up.
Share all of the really nice conversations that were happening. It's easy to cherry pick some of the worst things in a place that's actually really great overall and then turn it around so that it looks like a really bad, mean girls kind of place to be.
Let's just say I'm hanging out with a group of friends, and one of them all of a sudden starts talking poorly about another friend who's not hanging out with us at that time. Am I a good friend by participating in that conversation? Just a question.
Which it wasn't. I wouldn't have stayed there if it were. But
you did.
I can't prove it. Like, it's gone. I can't go in and show you that. So as I'm in there, not only are they offering me some moral support as I'm kind of coming out of the other side of all the privacy complaints and everything, but we're sitting in there and telling each other when anybody is online. Amber's on, and then we'll kind of chat together as we watch separately. Like, we want to make a comment, we comment to each other, make a little, oh my god, like, did I hear that right? Did Amber just compare herself to Anne Frank? Like stuff like that, mostly. Still don't know these people. Let's be real. I don't want to come off as parasocial here, because I know
I've had enough conversations on my channel in the very short amount of time I've been active about parasocial relationships. If you haven't seen my last video where I discuss parasocial relationships, it will be linked in the description down below. This is a mess.
Oh, that we don't know each other. That's where I was at with this group. Before I get into the drama of it all, I do want to say this. I know that a lot of people have said there's no such thing as a private Discord, and I would be and have been naive to think anything else. Okay.
So again, I've seen this before, and this is so stupid what they're about to say.
There are just a couple of things that I want to say about that. The first thing about it is that this was something that you had to be invited to. It wasn't publicly open and available. Only, I think, one, maybe two people had the ability to offer invites. I couldn't invite anybody if I wanted to, so I don't think...
Those are called privacy settings. Still doesn't mean that what you said in that place was private. Clearly, people were taking screenshots. Wow.
I think this can be compared to, for instance, sharing comments that somebody left on a public-facing YouTube video, like I do sometimes, right? Those comments are left there knowing that they are in full public view and will be seen by absolutely anyone who wants to see them, because they're there publicly.
Correct.
Whereas this you had to be invited to. It is not the same thing. When there's only one or two people who have even the power to extend an invitation to enter this server. It does say private, even.
Oh my God. So if, again, let's just say I'm hanging out with my friends and we've built a little fort and it says no boys allowed, right, on our sign out front. And we are talking, really, really badly about this one boy. If he is eavesdropping, if one of the girls that I'm hanging out with then goes and hangs out with him and tells him what was being said, if people are sharing and holding on to these things, it's not private. Okay? You don't know these people, as you've said multiple times now. Why did you trust them? Don't say things that you don't want coming out to strangers on the internet. Jesus Christ.
But there are people out there saying no, no Discord is private. Technically, this was a private Discord server. Only a couple people can send invites. I don't see that being public, okay?
It was not public. You're right. It was not a public Discord. However, you have no control over the people in that Discord and what they choose to do with all of this text that is on the screen in front of them. Do I need to talk slower or are you following me? It was private. Nothing is private on the internet. Grow up. You are not a child.
That could be getting into semantics, but honestly, I really don't even think that's semantics. I think that's reality. It's just that people seem to think it's normal to make that public anyway. What I see is this normalization of behavior, of no server is private. Just makes it something that happens often. It doesn't actually make it okay.
The hypocrisy of this is just ridiculous to me. Literally in this video, you show a clip of a video where Amberlyn Reed did not know that she was being recorded. That's fine. That's fine, but your privacy matters so much. So much. Just checking. Just checking. Rules for thee and not for me, right? Just checking.
I honestly did feel violated seeing what I thought were private.
Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Sorry. I think I lost my sympathy bone.
Conversations being put in all of these videos across YouTube. I mean,
Hi. Hello. I'm reacting to you right now. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? Don't you feel like Amber? Isn't that great? You wanted to be popular. And here you are. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't this exactly what you wanted when you sat at the popular table? No? Just checking.
put yourself in those shoes of, man, I literally thought I was just speaking to some, relatively new acquaintances, and one of them did this. One of them took screenshots of our conversations that we thought were private, naively, and made them public.
Boo hoo hoo. How do you think Amber feels? You don't care. Why should we care? Why should we care? I don't care. This is great. I'm having a great time. Love watching these numbers fall. Love it.
And yes, I was naive. I'll take that lesson, and I will walk away with that for sure from this entire experience. don't be so naive. Don't think it's a safe space, because no
Aww.
space is a safe space, I guess, on the internet.
Aww.
And I think that's also just really sad. I think.
Are you new? Are you new to Girl World? Hello? Do you know where you are? I swear, you will never see my face on my channel. Because this is what happens. Sorry, babe, you gave up your right to privacy when you put your face on your channel. If that's the standard you hold for other people, why should we not hold you to that same standard?
Doesn't make it okay to do that. I mean, I really do feel like my privacy was violated. So
I don't care.
Whether you agree with that or not, fine. We are allowed to disagree on that.
We do.
But it is how I feel.
Aw, baby.
I still don't know, by the way. I don't know who it is. And I'm not in the business of assuming that I do. I wasn't in there very long. I don't know everybody that well, and
protect them all.
I don't know. I don't know who may or may not be more likely to do something. Yeah, it just makes me really sad.
I don't care. I really don't care. I'm so annoyed by you. This is such boo-hoo, poor me. Wah, wah. Cry baby. Feel bad for me. Don't be mad at me behavior.
It makes me sad that somebody did this.
No.
All right, let's get talking about Emily and that drama, right? Because then what I said, what's in the screenshot, comes after that. So I'm just going to go kind of in chronological order here, and we will eventually get there. It's like I wish I had the server to go look back in so I could really give a better timeline of events, but I can't because it's just not there to do that anymore. And then I could take screenshots of all the really nice things that
I don't care. I don't want to see it. It doesn't matter.
We talked about, and about other people, about each other, kind and supportive. Honestly, it was mostly very lovely.
Except for the times when you were awful.
And beyond the kindness to each other, we tended to disagree a whole lot in that space. And beyond the kindness to each other, we tended to disagree a whole lot in that space. And not in a way where we were fighting about things, but in a way where it was a safe space to disagree like adults and not turn around and attack each other for our differing opinions.
But be nasty about people who were not in the Discord when they had different opinions or video styles. Right.
Okay? It was a place where it was a sounding board, and if somebody said something that anybody disagreed with, that person would speak up about it and say, hey, maybe look at it from this point of view. We did not agree on everything. And just because one person in a group does something, that doesn't mean the rest of the group co-signs that behavior or that action. And that's exactly what happened here. We would talk about...
So... where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? What is bad enough for somebody to say for you to go, hey, don't talk like that? Hey, I don't want to hang out with you if you are going to speak about people this way. You are who you hang out with.
Oh, current events, past events, ask questions, get context, learn things from each other. You know, hey, do you remember when this happened, when Amber, was attacked by a goose? Something like that, right? And we'd find links for each other or give each other information that we could remember offhand. It feels like a lot of people think we were really just like all making this stuff from Rachel together, like as it was happening. And like she might come in and be like, hey, we talked about this a couple days ago. Here's some screenshots of that conversation. And specifically when we want to talk about the payments and all of the money exchange, not exchange with Rachel and Emily. Rachel did not bring that information about all of that conversation, the payments and all that, until after it had happened. Like, both events, saying she would pay her, to the saying she was no longer going to pay her. All of that had already happened by the time Rachel brought it to the Discord.
So I don't blame you for that. I'm not blaming you for the Emily thing. Just take accountability for your actions and for what you condoned.
We had absolutely no knowledge about it happening when it was happening. It had already happened. And our reaction was actually not a very good one. I think almost everybody else in the server had a pretty ooh, that's not good, Rachel, kind of response. We didn't love that at all. And I remember myself, throughout all of this time while Rachel was working on these videos with Emily, I said it at least twice. This is a person we cannot trust. And I think that I was very loud and very clear about that. And, Rachel, she is a big girl making her own content on her own channel. And she can choose to listen to us or not. So...
And again, this is not what you are being asked to address. We know that you didn't pay Emily. All of this is just a bunch of filler to avoid talking about what you said, to get people to watch all the way through this excruciating video, to hear you maybe apologize. I'm getting really irritated, and I'm halfway through this video. I think this is going to be a two-parter because I'm so irritated with Deets. And all of them. But right now, Deets.
Just because, there was me in the room saying, don't trust Emily, or somebody else saying, maybe you should consider doing this, or maybe you could consider doing that, Rachel didn't have to listen to any of that. We offered our opinions. She took what she wanted and didn't take what she didn't want. That's how this works. She's an adult.
All right. So I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to get this part edited and uploaded as part 1. And then I will react to the second half. And I also want to go into the comment section, because I had peeked in the comment section when this video was first posted, and I'm excited to share those with you. So as always, please don't go after or be disrespectful to anyone spoken about in this video. Don't be mean to Deets. They messed up, but in the grand scheme of things, let's be chill, okay? I do not promote mean girl behavior. This is a cozy place in Girl World where we can just chill and talk about everything going on. Thank you so much for listening to this ramble. I hope you come back for part 2. Thank you so much. Please comment, let me know your feelings down below, and I will see you in my next video. Be kind. Bye.